as far as your comedy writing, were you pretty much open, and when you first started, were you pretty much open to anything as far as, what you were writing for? Or was it more so like, I have something specific that I want to do? What was it? Was it, were you still thinking about it, or did
Mhm.
you know what you wanted to write about?
Honestly, I'm still thinking about it. Like what you want to write and what you want to talk about, that kind of evolves over time, and it has a lot to do with your journey, your past, and how comfortable you are talking about, what your story is. Or do I want to be somebody who talks about my own life, or do I want to be somebody who's observational and talks about the world? Do I want to be somebody who's a political comedian who talks about politics, or do I want to be somebody who talks about, you know, my boyfriend, left the seat up on the toilet? Do I want to be somebody who talks about their sex life, or do I want to be somebody who talks about my grandma? So I've evolved over time, and the things that I've talked about in my own, I'm going to go into stand up now. I've
Yeah.
evolved in time over what I talk about in my stand up. I didn't want to be a stand up comedian at first. And then once I started it and took a class and really started drawing, I was like, oh, this is the thing. When I first started doing stand up, I talk, and I still talk. I talk mainly about my family and my grandmother being shady, and times that I was broke as a kid and what we did. And now I talk a lot about disability and me having a disability, and what that was like for me as a kid. What is it like for me as an adult? How does society treat me? How do I see myself? And the more I talk about that, the more honesty I bring into my experience, the better my performance has gotten, and the better, you know what I mean? It's because it's that even if you're not disabled and you see my stand up, there's something aspect of it that you can relate to.
Yeah.
That's the thing that gets people interested and gets people to laugh. And you subvert it, right? So like I'll talk about, I have rheumatoid arthritis, but I'm also chronically petty. I'm petty and I can't get
Yeah.
rid of that. And that might be my biggest disability. Um, so the you know what I mean? The more
Yeah.
you really embrace those differences and
Yeah,
talk
that
about,
realness of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
the funnier you are. I've had people who, God bless them, are so sweet. People that I know from Virginia will hit me up and be like, oh, you should talk about this. I remember this a friend of mine hit me up. He was like, you should talk about old men who want to date younger women, and what happens when old men date younger women. I'm like, I'm not talking about that, because that's not my experience. I'm not an old man who's dated a younger woman, and I'm not a younger woman who's dated an older man.
Mhm.
So why would I talk about that? That's no, that's not me. Um, but yeah, I like to talk about my own experience and my chronic pettiness. Now, when I write comedy, that's not something for me to perform. Like if I'm writing a pilot or a sketch or something like that, I lean towards I would say I lean towards like a little wackiness and absurdity is the kind of stuff that I like to write. I'm really strong with visual gags, and yeah, look, things that are very unexpected is where I would say I come from when it comes to writing stuff that's not for my own performance.
What are some of your favorites as far as the jokes that you make to perform, or even with some of your sketches? What are some of your favorites to create?
My favorite bit that I've done, and this is, um, I talk about two women now who bullied me when I was younger. One is named Bajasso Astonese. That's the punchline. I'm giving this punchline. I talk about somebody, she put me in a headlock in the 7th grade, and so I talk about that. And then I talk about a roommate that I had in college for a short time who decided to tell everybody in school that I was gay, of which, again, this is 1990s. I'm not gay, but that's not the problem. The problem is that she thought that I thought she was cute. I wouldn't have, even if I was gay, I wouldn't have been looking at her. So that was the thing that just pissed me off. Like, I'm not, but also you're not my type. So why
Why are
you
you worried about it?
why are you worried about it? So those are my two things. Those are my two some of my funny stuff. I feel weird saying
Okay.
some of the funny stuff. I don't want to say that.
Do you know if they've ever seen the
Oh
sketches?
no.
Do you think they know it's about them?
Mm,
Doesn't
maybe
matter because you said what you said.
I said what I said. I meant it.
Okay. Is there a certain club that you enjoy performing at the most, or that you usually think has a really interactive audience?
Yes. Oh God. In LA, I love two places I love: Flappers Comedy Club and Tao Comedy Club in K-Town. Bobby Oliver, who was the woman who I took my first stand-up class with, who I've done so many shows over at her studio and done so many character performances and sketch performances, hands down my comedy home. Love performing there, love her. It's just a great, warm, intimate place to perform. And yeah, Flappers has always been good to me in LA. Those are my two spots. And then besides those two places, my other favorite places to do comedy is at dive bars. I love doing stand-up in like a random bar that's having a comedy night, because when you get laughs there, you know they're genuine laughs, because those people did not show up for a comedy show. They showed up to drink. So if you're able to capture the attention and make people laugh at a random bar, then you're doing the thing. Those are my favorites.
Yep. And then on top of that, drunk people cracking up is even funnier. So
It
it just adds to the vibe.
It is. Because they'll be like, yeah, fuck bitch ass OS Denise. She sucks. And I'm like, yeah, she does. And
It makes the energy much better.
Mm-hmm.
So not only are you a comedian, writer, actress, and much more, but you are also a businesswoman. You have your media production company, Limitless Labs.
Mm-hmm.
What was your creation in creating Limitless Labs, and what goals do you have regarding the company?
Oh, wait, thank you so much for asking. So Limitless Laughs is basically an opportunity for me to share my gifts and help people embrace their comedic side. And so what I'll do is I'll help people punch up comedy in a script. I help people come up with their original character or script idea. We do photo shoots here because I have this wonderful media studio behind me. So we've done some shoots with Patrick Marinello, who's an amazing photographer out of Queens. And so we basically, let's say that you're a client and you want to we'll do a photo shoot with you. What we do is we'll talk to you about, what kind of photos are you looking for? Are you looking for headshots? Are you looking for, editorial pictures? We'll talk to you about the concept of what you want to look, what you want to wear. What is your wardrobe going to be like? What's your hair going to be like? What's your makeup going to be like? Do you want a traditional shoot? Do you want to go balls to the wall and do something crazy? And we will send you outfit ideas and send you some looks, and then we'll bring you on in here and give you an amazing photo shoot. Or like I said, I might help you write a script and help you come up with the concept of a script. It's just like or I might help you record a voiceover because we have a recording booth. So it's a mixture of several things to help people really get their start in media and entertainment in whatever way that is that they might be looking to expand.